start now phacoemulsification. Probably we can inject some dispersive OVD to protect the corneal endothelium in this hard case. And as you can see, I'm going to use the non-longitudinal ultrasound with active burst of longitudinal ultrasound, which is called the intelligent phaco. Intelligent phaco means there are some short bursts of longitudinal ultrasound up to 20 milliseconds when the vacuum reached a preset level to just push the lens fragments to the ideal plane for phacoemulsification. Now we're going to start the quick chop technique here. Reduction of the ultrasound energy is of utmost importance in this pretty hard case. As you can see, it's pretty hard and there is still posterior isthmus connecting the two halves together. I'm trying to impair the phaco tip in the central part and now divide the nucleus into halves, and each half can be divided into two quadrants. We set the ultrasound to the maximum, but we can control the energy by the foot pedal excursion. This is a linear control of the ultrasound. Here I'm trying to divide each quadrant into smaller pieces to further minimize the ultrasound consumption inside the eye. Most of the quadrants are still connected together with an posterior isthmus, so I don't care about this in the meanwhile. As you can see now, the lens nucleus is attaining the shape of flower petal. So it looks like a flower petal. And now we are going to move forward for the quadrant removal phase. So we can retrieve each quadrant if the quadrant is still connected. So I'm going back with the second instrument to cut those fibers and to free this fragment to be emulsified in the supracapsular plane. As you can see, this is the intelligent phaco, IP, keeps the fragments all the time in front of the phaco tip. And this is the ideal place for emulsification. Again, as you can see, we are working with torsional ultrasound, but the longitudinal ultrasound is activated once the vacuum reaches a preset level. So short bursts of the intelligent phaco or the longitudinal phaco helps to keep those fragments for better location for emulsification, and of course minimize the incidence of clogging of the phaco tip with this pretty hard nucleus. As you can see, this is Brunescent cataract, and still some quadrants are connected together with a posterior isthmus. So I'm trying here to emulsify those fragments away from the corneal endothelium. So as you can see, the stability of the anterior chamber and the lens capsule is of utmost importance, because there is no thick cortex expected in these cases. We just have a bare posterior capsule, so the stability of the anterior chamber is of importance, of course, for this case. As you can see, we have a decent stability together with followability and efficient ultrasound. We have emulsified this pretty hard nucleus. As you can see, the wound is 2.2 millimeter and the wound is neat, mild hydration for the corners. As you can see, the main incision is almost self-sealed, so no need to do over stromal hydration, just in the corners and maybe in the roof. And that's it. We have to check the pressure. It's fine. And before conclusion, I'm going to inject preservative-free moxifloxacin into the anterior chamber. This is my routine for every cataract case to minimize the chances for endophthalmitis. Thank you very much for your attention.